Adam Scott is world renowned for having one of the best golf swings on the entire planet, and today we're going to analyze his swing and show you some matchups that you may not have considered that Adam has in his golf swing, a move which allows him to be one of the best ball strikers in the entire world. First off, let's take a look at Adam's setup position. So what you'll notice is that he actually addresses the club head behind the golf ball, with the golf ball being in the heel of the golf club. Now that is a very important thing to note, as this is a matchup for Adam, and the way that he works his spine and head in the downswing starts to offset this heel location of where he's got this club head in relation to the golf ball. So I've drawn these two lines above his head to represent his starting position and his impact position. And what you'll notice is that there are some differences in a lot of people. I definitely wouldn't say Adam Scott's swing is perfect, because there isn't a perfect golf swing. It's what works for you. And without taking into account the setup position of the golf ball in the heel of the club, you may find yourself in some trouble copying Adam's golf swing. So as he takes the club back, there are some very nice things here. Now this camera angle may show some positions that will look a little bit different in regards to what you would have seen previously, but it depicts greatly what we're touching on in this analysis. So even from the setup position to the first part in the takeaway, look at where the tip of his cap has moved. Where I've drawn that line, his head has moved away from it in this direction here. Now if you think about where that golf ball was located on the golf club, by Adam moving his head back, he's offsetting that heel position and allowing himself the greatest chance to strike it in the middle. If Adam set the golf ball up in the middle of the club face, there is a high chance that he would hit out of the toe of the golf club. Now taking it all the way up to the top of the backswing, I really like a lot of things that Adam does. His arm structure is in a wonderful place. His right pocket has turned around him. He's opened up his hips and he's opened up his chest. The actual positioning of the arm structure is in a wonderful place. Don't get me wrong, Adam has a wonderful golf swing, but there are some nuances to it that you may need to be aware of. As Adam brings the club into the downswing, he shallows this golf club extremely well. What you'll notice at this position here, this left arm parallel to the ground, is that the club shaft has worked into a very shallow position, and how we reference that is if it's outside the golf ball or inside the golf ball, the shaft pitch line. And in Adam's case, it is most likely outside of the golf club. And so as we continue in towards the hitting zone, you're really going to notice this head coming off that red line, and you'll see the contact point is going to be right in the middle of the golf club. Now we can't quite get the exact moment of impact here, but just take note of how much space is created from his cap from that red line that I've drawn. So Adam does come off that line. He has worked with George Gankas previously, and that's what he and George were working on. Now this may be a fact that it's Adam's natural tendency, and that in order for him to still strike the golf ball cleanly, he just addresses it out of the heel of the golf club. And now I'm not saying that I think Adam needs to change this, but what I am saying is make sure when you're picking apart tour players' golf swings that you're taking everything into consideration. Don't just sit up in the heel like Adam Scott does. Don't just move your cap away from the red line like Adam does. There are a lot of things that you can copy, but just make sure you've got the whole picture.